It's been a while.
It's been a while. What's on your mind this morning? You know our tradition. We always ask what's on your mind. So ladies first, what's on your mind?
Good morning to you. Good morning to our viewers. Let me use this opportunity and wish the second lady, Hajia Samira Baumia, a happy belated birthday. Yesterday was her birthday. I asked for God's blessings on her.
Okay.
And in all that she does. What is on my mind this morning? Scamming, and Ghanaians allowing ourselves to be scammed by these Ponzi schemes. That should tell you that number one in his shenanigans is on my mind.
Yes, he's been in the news lately.
And I just don't get it. I have an interest in his matter because I saw him when he started this whole business. He actually rented a property of my cousin in Kaswa, and he started it from Kaswa.
Okay.
When you're on your way to the new market, I mean, after the overpass, you just pass. The building is on the left. And those days, I remember telling people I knew, I'm a Kaswa girl, so I know a lot of business people. And my cousin had this pharmacy shop next to the place. He started this in about 2012. And so you realize, you see friends, family. In fact, there are some people who had actually gone on pension. My daddy's acquaintances who actually took their monies there.
And gave it to number one.
With the promise of getting a 5% interest per month. And that they were investing in gold. Then the 5% eventually moved on to about 10%. And then we saw people trooping in. And I kept on asking. Anything, and I got this advice from my father, any investment that promises you supernatural benefits, you should know there's something wrong.
You were not tempted?
No. One, and then Bank of Ghana, if you realize, Bank of Ghana brought out a communique or a press conference saying that there's something wrong with what the guy is doing. And so people should be careful. Do you remember some of the customers went on what do we call it? A match against Bank of Ghana. This guy has taken you guys through all the stress, and then he comes again and tells you go and buy a card, a scratch card for 650 Ghana. And yesterday I saw that somebody had David had actually gone to buy it and had come to put on social media. Now you know what they are telling him? His money will be paid in 2025 March.
After paying the 650?
After paying the 650. I hear the newest thing that has come. Yesterday there was a Twitter Spaces conversation between him and Sewa Ama here of GH1.
Now one was talking to Sewa.
Yes, and now he has changed the whole deal. He says that you don't pay the 650 again, and he come and get the scratch card for free. So those who have paid, is he going to return their money? So he sits in his house. He's broke. And he brings out something. I've heard people saying that government should do something about it. Government cannot, with all due respect, control your greed and your it's a Monday morning. Government cannot force you that don't go and invest in a Ponzi scheme. Government can use the laws, but there's no law stopping somebody from coming to put on social media that come and buy a card. There's no law. Government cannot stop, number one, from putting out a press, what do we call it? A press release that come and buy a scratch card or whatever card it is. But you, the Ghanaian, you are watching, you have already invested your money over how many years now you haven't received it, and you still invest 650 Ghana cedis. Multiply that by the number of people he's supposedly supposed to owe. The guy is just broke and he's coming for your money again. This is another form of Ponzi scheme. In the last 3 days, I'm sure he's made quite some good money.
So that's on Ellen's mind. And if you're a victim of the Menzgold issues and the new one, the 650 CDs plan to get your money back, if you've paid that money, let us know what kind of response you got. If there's any text message that comes,
let me find that.
Forward it to us, so that we can also have a look at it. And I'm wondering, maybe some free legal advice here, since Wanda is a lawyer. How do people get protection from this kind of behavior or this kind of activity?
Yeah, first of all, good morning to
morning.
my
Ellen.
yes, and our viewers. I must say that I noticed she mentioned about that there's no laws and all of that. I ordinarily wouldn't speak about it because that's what is on her mind. But there are actually laws that regulate financial institutions and financial engineering. And government, the role of government is to protect citizens. That's why we vote for government. So if government officials or government spokesperson speak as though they themselves they are vulnerable, they are helpless, then it's worrying. It's worrying. But I do understand where she's coming from, because the first and foremost, you the individual, you must be careful, you must be cautious. But that doesn't mean that there are no laws to kind of regulate these institutions. We've been in this country where even financial institutions were kind of collapsed for not meeting certain capital requirements. So some individuals like Namwan with this Ponzi scheme, we can actually go hard on them. But this is where we talk about selective justice. We're here.
Can people take an action against him?
No, when it comes to crime or purported crime, it's between the state, the republic, versus individuals. So an individual can complain to the police. That's the best you can do. It has to do with the will of the government to take it up.
I'm just trying to understand why, if I've put my money in some investment, for better or for worse, and then my returns haven't come, I'm now being tempted with a payment of 650 cedis to verify that I am the one who actually is being owed, or I risk losing my refund. And then somebody pays, and then they say you're going to get your money in 2025 after the election.
Yes, and under Act 29, we have what we call the fraudulent representation. So these are all laws and stuff. I was going to point out about the selective justice. We're in this country, when it comes to politics, they say, there should be daily trial. There should be daily trial of the MP for Asin North. It should be tried daily and all of that. But look at Namwan. Since this issue popped up, some people died. And I'm happy that my madam from Kaswa, she knows more about Namwan and all of that. But when it comes to prosecuting him, there's that kind of unwillingness from government. You can't see the force.
Namwan started his operations in 2012. Bank of Ghana actually brought out a communique in 2012.
I saw that.
No. So if there were rules and there were I just feel that the guy, I don't want to politicize this, because I feel that he has found some loopholes in the laws and he's exploited it. But that's what I feel. Because your government couldn't prosecute him. And definitely this government, what we did was to close down whatever he was doing. But for people to go and buy scratch whatever it is, they can't.
You think they're on their own, right?
How is the government going to stop you, from going to buy that scratch? So we have to talk to them and let them know that this is a part 2 of the scam. But trying to politicize it, no.
But how about Bank of Ghana? What's the role of Bank of Ghana?
Bank of
Ghana should be able to regulate
financial
issues.
That's what I'm trying to say, that there should be, from what I pick up, there's a loophole that the gentleman seems to have realized and he's exploited. I'm not a lawyer, he is. So if there are, from these crimes, if your money is taken, I believe you have to report. There are a lot of lawsuits. I've heard about lawsuits from their customers. How far is it? Is it a criminal case, or it is a civil case? Which one is it? Can he be arrested for picking people's money? What exactly is the situation with the Namwan case and his customers? Perhaps they should also let us know. But from my civilian perspective, I just think that, with all due respect, it's not sensible to be putting in more money when your money is locked up.
I agree with you on that.
And I really do not want us to politicize, because it started when your government was in power.
All right, let's draw a line other than Namwan, and you tell me what's on your mind. I just asked you for some small legal advice. That's all.
Yes, but let me just, because she's done so, let me just make some 1 minute point. That I'm not even concerned about the timeline, whether it started under NDC or NPP. But my issue is that from the very moment that the alarm was blown, and we could see the lines through it, that is when the government effort has to come in, regardless of who is in power. So it's not about politics.